welcome to the Literary Labyrinth podcast. Welcome in. My name is Leela. I am a complete nerd for books, and I have unrealistic standards for men because of these books.
And I'm Linda. I am Linda, and I love to read, but I don't get that much time to read because my life is hectic.
And we are two sisters, one who reads fast.
And one that reads slow.
Indeed.
Well,
Indeed. Well, yeah, but you're doing pretty well, I would say. You're not reading so
yeah,
slow anymore.
I've read like 7 books this year, which I'm actually quite proud of. But before we get into our podcast, I must apologize for the background because I've had to relocate
Look at the
just
state
this
of
week.
this.
Just this week, I've had to really relocate to, I don't know, a barren landscape. So I apologize.
Feels like a man cave of
It is
depression.
a man cave. It is a man cave. It's an awful man cave, and I want to leave.
The poor glittery lights of the slowly rising Barad-dûr Tower of Lord of the Rings I can see that you have in the background from your Lego set.
Where is the bookcase? Where is the fairy lights? Where is the Tower of Barad-dûr and the artwork? There is no artwork in here. It's awful.
But I mean, you know, we'll
temporary.
accept this for now. It's temporary. And if you're listening to us, it's not a big deal. You have our soothing voices to
Yeah.
get you through this podcast. So you're all good.
If you can't see this, just think that I'm in a cell. I'm in a prison cell right now.
Oh my God. Well, thank you very much for coming back to us and sticking with us. We very much appreciate. And if you are new here, thanks for joining us. We are at the finale part of our breakdown
Of this book that you love.
ACOWAR, Court
ACOWAR.
of Wings and Ruin.
Don't you just love
I
it?
am just not happy. I'm not happy, Patty. I'm just really not. But
You're angry.
anyway,
But should we just get into it? Is it
let's just
just
get
hard
into
to
it.
get into it and we could discuss?
Let's just process. Let's just go through the PTSD.
Okay. So
the last what was it? Last podcast episode, we
ended at
finished on
70.
chapter 70, right?
Yeah.
So we're starting from 71.
Do you want me to give you a bit of a backstory of where we were?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So there's a battle going on. Another war. This is the war, though. This is the final battle, I think. And then they've been fighting for a while. Everybody's like, I think they're kind of losing. And Freya and Amryn are like, let's go and get to that cauldron. But before they do, the King of Highburn is at the cauldron and he uses it as a weapon. And it's like, what did I describe it as? It's like Cyclops and X-Men. It's just going zoom. And
like, this big giant light that just eradicates everyone to ash.
Yeah. And Nesta's like, Cassian, because he's flying in the sky, and he comes down to her and she manages to save him because all the Illyrian warriors goes and they're gone. And and the lovely bone carver who just appeared for the war goes and he's gone. So that's him done.
Complete waste.
So that's where we are. But It's only temporary. So you can only use it, I think, like 3 times, and then you got to wait for it to fill up. So,
well, he obviously was pretty badass and utilized it anyway. So
it's like a toilet bowl. You got to wait for the water to fill up before you can flush it.
The cistern's going to fill.
So you got to wait for the cauldron to fill back up. So that's where we are.
Okay, it's bad plumbing then. It takes a long time. So getting into chapter 71.
Yeah.
Then follow on from that, and everyone's going, stop, beep. Holy crap.
We didn't know the cauldron could do that.
Yeah, we're like, shoot, and look at all these Highburn troops, and we're so screwed right now, even though we got Bryaxis and the Weaver fighting our causes, and now the Bone Carver's gone, so that's one out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so yeah, they need to get back up into I don't know, it seems like it's on like a cliff edge to get to this cauldron.
Lots of cliffs, lots of hills.
Need to get to this cliff edge, Freya and Amryn, before it starts to refill that toilet bowl. So they're going to do that. This is how it's in my head. I'm like, that's how you think
it works. It's a good analogy.
But now they're like, everybody's, the whole army's overwhelming them. They're going to lose. And then all of a sudden, an armada appears of boats.
Yes. It's not a bad thing that the boats have come. It's a good thing in the story, okay? Because it means that there's help, and the people that have come are now, because obviously Nesta, Elaine are frozen with fear, and Rhysand and Asriel and Cassian are like, shoot, where's our Illyrian troops? And
Yeah.
they've all just gone, and then the sound of a horn cuts through the battlefield, and Prince Drakon, who who was mentioned earlier on as being on that island that nobody knew about, and
Yeah.
Miriam,
And
where's Miriam? Where is she? Who Jurian doesn't actually care about, like, at all. But anyway, so Prince Drakon leads this huge legion of flying seraphim warriors. So I guess
soldiers.
nice winged seraphim
Yeah.
guys, and to aid, and then he just goes up to Rhysand, who's also flying in the sky, and they have like a conversation for like half an hour while
They
like this
do.
other crap's going on. It goes on for ages because even
It does.
Dracon's like, are we gonna keep talking, or do you want us to help you here?
Because I don't know how long this toilet bowl takes to fill up, and I'm like, is this going to be like a couple of minutes? Is this going to be an hour? I don't know what's
Yeah,
going on.
we're getting the full story. So how you been? Tell me about your family. Oh, by the way, the
Yeah,
island, we hid it too well.
yeah.
Sozzles, we were always
Whoopsie.
there the whole time.
Wait. Like, so that was another thing. They've been in Crete. I'm just going to call it Crete. They've been Crete, and they were like, "Oh yeah, but you weren't there." And there was like, "Yeah, but we hid it too well." Is there not been like someone's job to say, "Oh, someone's approaching. Let me just check." That we stayed hidden because they seemed like not, not friendly, but we did a good job. No, nobody's even watching.
Like, wouldn't there be like an alarm system to say, oh, there's someone approaching the perimeter. Oh no, he went away. It's fine. He didn't notice us.
Yeah.
No, nothing.
Nothing. So, like, yeah, so they're like, oh, sorry, we hit ourselves too fast. And then they're like,
Whoops.
oh, who are these people on the boat? And they're like, oh, that's Queen Vasa. And you're like, oh, that Phoenix
Right. So
girl.
you're like, oh, Lucian went after
Yeah,
Queen Vasa, so he's rallied it. They're like, no, Lucian had nothing to do with it. What? What do you mean?
yeah,
No, he just called ahead to say, hey, FYI, guys, like, you should help them, like, just so you know. But it was actually, and then we find out the whole thing. So Queen Vasa's there with the peeps.
yeah.
Um,
She's still a Phoenix going over there. She's just, on, what do you call it? She's just on, what do you call it when they go on to a job just for a certain amount of time?
a sabbatical.
Yeah, something like that. She's just there for the sabbatical. Then she's gonna go back. She's temporary fixture.
Yeah. She's still got the curse, so to speak.
Yeah.
Where she's bird by day, person by night. I think that's the right way around. Um,
No, the other way
and
around.
it's the other way around. Whatever. Bird and then human. Okay. So anyway, but yeah, Drakon explains that they were directed this way by Lucian. So Lucian was like, head this way. Great, thank you. But was actually found by a human merchant, and they were like, they call him the Prince of Merchants, and I just went, I
Merchant.
can see what's happening. And they were like, he went and did all this stuff, and he spoke about,
His
he
daughters.
discovered the truth about the corruption of the human queens, and then he decided to help and named his vessels after his daughters, and he called one the Nesta, the Farah, and the Elaine, and I just went and
Cringe.
slammed the book down and just went and called you, I think, immediately, and went, just when you get to the end of chapter 71, I'm just not happy. And you'll probably be like, why? Why are you not happy? I mean, do I need to say? Do I need to say why I'm not happy?
Where was the? Why is this the only mention of him? Yeah, just he's just there. He's sorry that he didn't show up for his daughter. He didn't even. Does he still think his daughters are in the human territory? Does he not know that they're fairies? Does he not? What's going on?
Okay. This is what I'm trying to say. They're like, he
Father.
was away. So this is where Sarah J. Maas goes, oops, didn't tell you anything about the dad. So just so you know, Nesta and Elaine did actually know that he was away on his travels. No, 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 no. That's not right. That's lazy ass bollocks that you just put that in as a little crap piece. No, no, no. I'm not happy about that. All you needed to do was write a sentence ages ago at the beginning of this book saying, Elaine and Nesta had told us that the father was away. So when we went to Grayson's place, he obviously wasn't there because he
Yeah.
was. So we couldn't tell him. We don't know where he is. That's all you had to say. Didn't have to go into any other detail. And then this moment, we would have been like, oh, that he's been doing this shit. This is
Yeah.
awesome. Cool. He's now, because the way he's built up, he's lazy. He had a broken foot.
Absent.
He didn't do anything. And now suddenly,
He
which is
just
a bit
cared about
out of
money.
character. No, but he's not even, he's the freaking prince of merchants. He's not just a merchant. He's the fucking prince of merchants.
Okay. If he's a prince of merchants, how come in Asriel's like little thing where he's going around trying
His
to get
spy,
info,
yeah.
he's never come across the prince of merchants if he's that like famous?
If he's
Never
that
come across
famous.
him.
And Drakon knows everything about him, knows all the shit. And you're just like, what is going on here? And so she's just like, oh, daddy, he named his ships after us.
I'm
Cry, cry,
so
cry. Whatever.
happy.
I was like, I don't even care at this point. I don't even care. Anyway,
So
move
yeah,
on.
their father's here with the Armada. They're fighting against. They've got Vasa. They got the Drakon. Oh, not Drakons. That the Seraphim
That
army.
dude.
Yeah, and the Prince of Merchants. So they're all like, "Yay, we're gonna change!" And so
But
anyway,
they're still paddling their boats, man. They're not even there yet.
they're not
They're
there
still
yet.
going. They're still going. So they haven't even got there yet. And then so Vasa's like attacking the Highburn ships with her flaming bird effect because she's still a flaming bird.
Oh yeah,
And
she's
then
attacking the things. How did she escape? We don't get into that much. We just know that she's just on a
yeah,
temporary.
how yeah, like how did the guy that imprisoned her say, you know what? Have a little vacation. Come back to
Okay.
me. What?
Do you know what? Yeah, go for it. Just do your little sabbatical. Come back to me on a temporary basis. Yeah, cool. And so
I have no
that's
idea how that is
happening
a
in the
thing.
distance. We don't go very much into detail about it. We just know that's
No.
happened. And then they're like, "Oh no, the king of Highburn, is still with his cauldron. How are we gonna go and like kill the cauldron while he's still up there?" And Nesta's like, "Use me as bait." And
Yeah,
they're
so I
like,
went, fair
"Yeah,
enough. That's a good plan. I
yeah,
think that makes sense.
that's what the
Absolutely.
king wants. He wants to
Just
kill her and take her power." And
so
yeah,
brilliant. Good
yeah,
plan.
like
Good
a good
plan. And
idea.
then Reese is like, no. And then she's like, I don't answer to you. As
Yeah,
well done,
yeah, yeah,
Nesta. Good for you. Good for you. And she's just like, I'm going to do it. And Cassian's even like, I'm not comfortable with it, but it makes sense.
yeah. It
And
does.
Reese is like, no. And they're like, Reese, you gave so much. Let us do this for you. It's like, it was nothing. It
Yeah.
was nothing.
So
And
she
I'm like,
says,
Reese, shut
"Shut
up.
up and stop being this like this. Nobody likes you like this. No,
No one
don't do
likes
that."
you like this. Let's just come up with a plan. Otherwise, we all die. All right? Shut up.
So she's like, "Look, if it seems like I'm about to use my powers, he'll come running just to kill me." So you're like, "Oh, do we finally get to see what her power is?" Right?
I know. I'm
Okay.
thinking, oh, she's going to blast some crap out. Nope.
And she's just like, "Yeah, Aaron showed me enough what to do to rally the power in me." And I'm like, no one else knows that. Like, we haven't even seen a
Yeah, how
practice
come
of
you're only
this.
bringing this to the table now?
Yeah. So yeah, there she goes. She's off there. They're like, "Oh no, we shouldn't do it," but no, no. Like, so Cassian
Yes,
flies
no,
her off
yes, no.
to a
Yeah.
boat. Is it a boat? Yeah, she flies her off to a boat somewhere so she can like distract the king and they can get up to the cauldron. And then yeah, that's what they do. So she puts a glamour. So the seraphims are soaring over, and Amran puts a no, sorry, Amran
It's
and Frey
a
put a
shield of
glamour
invisibility to make
over
their way to the
themselves.
cauldron. Yeah.
Yeah, and they go.
Yeah.
They're running through the battlefield. It's like 1917, going ah. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
just throwing out there, going okay, great, but no
Oh
one
my
can see them.
god. No one can see them until they get into chapter 73, and Amryn and Farah make their way to the rocky outcrop and where the cauldron is. Oh, sorry. Sorry,
What
where the
the?
cauldron. That was my microphone. I'm sorry. Ding. The cauldron's like, hey, what's happening?
Oh yeah, they could feel it going, oh yeah, wanna come hang out? I'm still filling
Yeah,
up.
I'm
Yeah,
filling up. I've still got my energy. And then they follow the trail of blood that
the
the weavers
weaver,
left.
the weaver's like blood trail. I don't know what it is.
Now this right, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
So the
we're getting
weaver, right. So the weaver suddenly the king of Highburn is like, oh, Nesta's done her thing, boom, attraction.
a
And then
diversion.
a diversion is about to happen. So he
Yeah.
comes into the space and then it's like beckoning the power of whatever she's doing. And the weaver's there. And the weaver and he's like, "Oh, well, aren't you so beautiful?" or something like that. The king of Highburn says to her. She's
Yeah,
like, "You may bow to me." Because that's what she used to be, I guess,
oh
a death
god.
god, and people
Yeah.
used to bow to her. And he just waltzes like, bear in mind, the weaver's like
She's supposed to be good.
murderer. She's a god. I don't know, but she's trapped in a human form. But remember what she did at the cottage.
Yeah,
Remember, she's absolutely terrifying. That she will rip and shred your skin, eat you, crunch your bones, the whole shit. And he just walks up to her and grabs her neck and snaps it like nothing.
oh yeah, and then just pulls it down a hill and then feeds it to the naga dogs,
Yeah,
and
because
that's
they're
it. Like,
saying that, oh, even though he snapped her neck, the weaver's probably still alive until he threw her into the naga dogs and ripped them apart. And I went, hold on a second.
what?
Hold on a minute. You're saying that the weaver was so easily killed by just snapping her neck? Who
Yeah,
is this King of Highburn? This King of Highburn's just like any other pleb. The only reason he is powerful is because he has the cauldron.
yeah, exactly.
That's it. It's the only difference. So
It doesn't make any sense why that she's a
it
god
doesn't.
and she can just get her neck. Like I got the bone carver. I didn't like it, but I got the bone carver was killed by the cauldron because it's all powerful. I
Yeah.
didn't get like a god being killed by breaking them neck.
No, because I think like he could snap her neck and then she would just go and then like,
Yeah.
turn her neck back and then like bite his face off or something. Like there's
Yeah.
the way this is my issue with her, right? Is that Sarah J. Maas brings this idea of who these characters are. This is the Weaver. The Weaver is like this kind of death god and is this. And you go, oh shit, okay, got it. And they kill Dianthe and the other Highburns are like, they're terrifying.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Like Farah was luckily she got out alive. And then this happens. And you go, what?
What's going? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it doesn't make
Consistency.
sense.
No.
It doesn't make sense. So yeah, she's completely dead. They're like, oh crap, now we better go while he's distracted, make it count. And I'm like, what?
Can I just ask you a question? I'm interested in your thoughts because
Okay.
you don't really hear much about this. But like, is the King of Highburn hot?
He doesn't come across as hot. No one like in the thing, he doesn't go
But there's
like
nothing that says anything. Like we
no, he
don't
didn't
really
say like
know
his
anything about him.
strong arms leapt and broke her neck or like he whirled his hair around and held on to that. Like he never does it just because the King of Harbour just did this. Where like Cassian and like Asriel,
Yeah, it's
they explain
described.
their
Yeah.
abs, their power, their hair, their back. But like the
Yeah,
King of
that's
Highborn,
true.
I never get anything. Like he's just like he did this, and that is that. There's nothing like. What does he say? Wait, hang on. The King of Highburn walked right up to her and smiled. That's it. He could have gone. The King of Highburn slowly meandered, his tight muscles blowing in the wind. No, it does not say anything like that.
No. Do you know the one thing though? I have to say, I do like the King of Highburn because he's a character I can get with. He is a character that's like, I just want, like, I can follow him. I can understand his motives. He just wants more. He hates being segregated. And he, like, yeah, no, he's not doing it for a good reason. He's dickhead. I know that. But he executes everything he says. He doesn't try to be anybody else. He's him and he's unapologetically him. He's not a good guy, but he's just like, this is who I am. Whereas some of the other characters in this book, pretend that they're doing good when in
Oh
actual
yeah.
fact they're just full of shit.
More?
Oh, don't let's not go down like let's not go
Okay.
down that
We'll
road. When I was writing my Goodreads like review, I was like, I cannot like this woman.
you know what I like, this is just a side thing, but where the damn queens? Where are those damn queens? They've just been forgotten. Boom. They were like really big in the whole second book. Then like you got to kind of mention them at the start of this book, but I've never seen any of them. Where are they hiding? What are they doing?
Yeah,
What are they doing?
one is a fae, but a shriveled old fae, and then the other two didn't bother.
Yeah, they just
They're just around.
where are they? Where are they? Like no, it's not important anyway. Let's move on.
Yes.
So the highburn guy, he's distracted. We don't know if he's hot or not.
Yes. That's right. So he snapped the weaver's neck, threw her into the Naga thing, and then he winnows in front of Nesta like a badass that he is.
Yeah,
And Amryn and Farah are, looking
left
at
the
the
cauldron.
cauldron like, yeah, great, he's gone. Fucking fantastic. And then okay, I don't understand what happened here. So maybe
Yeah,
you
I
can
didn't.
tell me what you thought. Because it says
So
Amryn, she says, Farah, touch the cauldron. She
yeah,
has the book. And then Amryn closes the book, and then chucks it and says, "Saws Farah." And then Farah's
mhm.
like, "You betrayed me." And I go, "What?" I didn't understand.
So I guess what they were going to go do there was that Cameron was going to say the spell. She like Freya was going to be the conduit to it, and they both of them were going to
Yes.
like break the cauldron. But then Amryn was like, "We could break the cauldron, but I don't think it's going to work. I think we're all going to still die a death. But I know,
Yeah.
get myself out of here, and I'll just kill everyone." Boom. So she's just like, "Yeah, no, here you go. I'm not going to do the spell anymore. You're going to sit there, and I'm going to go in there and break myself out." Be the whole, I don't know what other creature she was going to be, but I didn't really understand why she did it. Like, haha, I am betraying you. She could have just did
But she
like,
can't, yeah, it didn't really make any sense to me because going, Amryn doesn't really want to go in that form, in the form she is now, because she knows she'll forget everything. So as we go into the later point of the book, I get why she wants to do it, but the way it comes across at that point is really just confusing. Because you think Amryn has really betrayed them, but it isn't true. That's not really what's happened
no,
here.
it's not. She's just like, sorry for doing this. And Freya gets really angry. She's like, I can't believe that I'm going to kill you. But I think maybe that's why she did it, is to get anger
Mm.
for her to, because she says she has to survive it. Like, the cauldron will
Oh
kill her
yeah.
for her power, but she knew she saw the Ouroboros and can survive all that. But she needs her to be angry. Maybe she needed her to be angry to survive it, not like, oh, whatever. And if she had a bit of a drive, said, oh, I'm going to kill you. She's like, there you go. That'll help you get to the other side. Maybe that was
Yeah,
it.
I
It
didn't.
was well
I'll be
hidden.
honest. I didn't think it was well written. To be honest with you, I didn't. I didn't quite get
It
it.
could have
I
been
think she
a
was
bigger
just.
cliffhanger.
Yeah, it was almost like the end of the chapter, Amryn. And I even when it happened, I sort of went, "Oh, okay." It didn't make sense. Anyway,
No, it didn't. But yeah, so she's like, I'm
but
sorry I lied
yeah.
to you. And she's like, no, I can't believe it. But this means that Freya's stuck in the cauldron thing. She can see everything. So
Yeah,
she's
the
seeing
cauldron's like
that
sucking, it's like sucking her into what it's seeing.
it's,
And
yeah,
so
so
she's
she can see it.
following what the cauldron is basically pulling Farah into. And the cauldron like searches for the power that Nest has taken. And then,
Yeah. But we
she's
see
able to
the
see.
High Lords. We see the High Lords in their big beast forms. And I was like, why didn't that happen before? When
My God, yeah, so she goes, okay, Rhysand goes into like devil
Dragon?
beast mode, right?
Dragon?
I don't know. Super. And then Helion goes into the white version of that.
Yeah.
These massive and they're like he hates to transform into that beast, but you know, Judy calls, and I go, "Well, alright, it's
Okay,
okay,
yeah, it's
alright."
such a brief thing as well. They're like, "Oh, they go on the beast form, like, you know, Tarquin's a sea monster, blah, blah, blah. I'm just going past them now." What's that? I'm just like,
Nessie!
"He's a beast. He's a white, yeah, he's a
Nessie!
white beast." It's like, and then he's a sea monster, and oh, we're back on a boat. And then the cauldron finds Nesta. But yeah, that bit with the High Lord is just like, cool.
2 seconds, absolutely. It's like, "Okay, okay, great. We're gonna move past that." But then the king's there in front of Nesta, and he goes,
Mhm.
"Here's your dad."
Yeah,
And I'm
I
like,
get
"Well, how
you.
did that happen so quick?" But fair enough. Maybe Winode grabbed him because he literally put Nesta's name on a boat. So he was kinda asking for it.
He
'Cause
did
the
kind of
king was
ask
like,
for it, and also,
"Oh, Nesta, taking you, thank you. Is this your dad? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna kill him unless you do this." Oh, but it didn't even make sense to me because there's a point where Nesta, they're having the negotiation or whatever,
yeah,
and the king of Hybern goes, "Okay, you're gonna, exchange basically return the power in exchange for your father's life." And
yeah.
she says, "Yes," but then he snaps his neck anyway. So I'm like, "Well, she's not gonna do it then." But she's not gonna do it, is she? Like, if that's what you wanted, you could have just had her do it and then snapped her neck. Like, you could
I
have gone
didn't get
if you
that
really were
either.
messed like, if you if you really you should have said, "Okay, here's your dad," and gives the power back, and great, now I win the war. Ka-ding, you're all dead. Like, it didn't make any
Yeah,
sense
I
because
was
he's
like,
just like she goes, "Yes." Whoops, slip of the hand.
it didn't make any sense to me either. Like, I was like, yes, King of Hybern, I understand. Showing up to like Nesta's whatever this power is, like showing up, having a bargaining chip. That's good to defend yourself or to like stop her from doing it. Father, okay, good one. Yeah, he puts a father and says, "Yeah, will you give back what you took? Yes, even if I have to carve it out to you." And he's like, "Don't do it." And then he just snaps his neck. What?
And also he has but a minute to go, "Holy shit, they're fairies. They're not human."
Oh yeah. He's like, "Oh
Let's not
right,
just
you're a fairy."
establish in the space of like a minute. His dad's like, "Oh my god, my daughters. Wait, they're not human. Oh, don't be mean to my daughter. I'm dead." What
Dead.
a like, okay, Sarah, like you need to ease off the random quick death. Like it's insane what you're doing. Like,
It's like
"Oh,
a
dad's
little
dead."
build-up.
Like, at least give him a minute to just get onto the field and go, "I'm gonna fight." And then I think I would have preferred it if her dad looked up at them and then died by getting killed by
An
someone.
epic death. There
Yeah,
is a bit of
like
like, there is a lack of epic deaths here. Like,
epic death.
feeling and emotion.
This
It's like, here's the bone carver, dead. Here's the weaver, dead.
so
Here is the father,
true.
dead. And I'm just like, like, I haven't built up an emotion and attachment to these people yet. Like, that will be heartbreaking. No,
Yeah, it's
like
a
you
bit
said,
like the Suriel. The Suriel
I did
deserved
have
an
that.
epic death. Like, okay, first of all, the Suriel shouldn't have died anyway, but if they're gonna kill the Suriel, it should have been so epic that you went, "Oh, I'm so bummed, but the Suriel, awesome."
Yeah.
Instead, you went, "Here's a random arrow." We're not going down there. Let's continue in the
No,
okay,
let's
sorry. Anyway,
continue with this.
so but yes,
Dead,
so
dead.
the king snaps her dad's neck. He's dead.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh no, I'm angry." And then we finally see what her power is. But
But
she's
then
really
he
angry
sounds like
now.
he was after that anyway, and he's like, "Woohoo! Yeah, that's what I was waiting for, Nesta. Get your power out." And I
Yeah.
just was like, very confused right now.
So
What are you wanting,
she
King?
she had it targeted at him and was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna kill you." And then he was like, "Yeah, no, I accept your neck, accept your dad's neck," and now you're all like, and you're just gonna go crazy with it. Which so we find out the Nesta's got the same power as the cauldron, which is that pew Cyclops one.
Yes, but it doesn't seem to do anything.
Well, no, she does. She kills like thousands, hundreds of soldiers and wipes out a forest.
Oh, no, but I mean to the king. The king, like, he's right in front of her,
Oh
which
yeah, but she
didn't
doesn't
make
know how to
sense
do it,
to
and
me.
he just winnows away and goes, "Haha."
That's right, he winnows. That's right. No, sorry, I misunderstood. I thought he was she directed. No, no, you're right. He winnows, and that's how he gets out of it. But yeah, she does actually kick ass at that. So I was like, thankfully, we see something, but that's it. So she has that tremendous power, unleashes it, and then
And then it's spent. It's spent. She's got to wait for the toilet bowl to fill up again, and she's like, "Oh,
God, the cistern. Yeah, she got to fill that cistern. She's empty now. And then the king comes back and goes, I'm still here. And then he goes to Cassian because he's a cruel, evil villain.
oh yeah,
And oh, that's right. Nesta closes her dead father's eyes as well during this point.
oh yes."
Just to clarify, he did, and he
Wait,
ain't
wait,
coming
wait,
back.
wait, wait. We should clarify how we're able to see all this is from
Oh, this is
magical
Farah
fairy.
through the cauldron. Yeah, because we wouldn't be able to see any of this unless so she's getting like a bird's eye view through the cauldron going,
We can't
"Oh,
do
this is what's
anything.
happened." The cauldron's like, "Girl, this is what happening. Check it out.
Come see, I got good
Come see it.
popcorn.
Come on, I can zoom in if you want." Yum 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 yum. Yum. The cauldron just sits around, just like spying on people, going, "Ooh, what's going on here?" Excellent. So, yeah,
Oh,
that happens, and
oh
Nesta,
yeah.
yes, she closes her dad's eyes, he's dead, and then the king winnows back and goes, "Surprise! I'm still here, I'm not dead." And he goes,
Who's gonna kill you?
"You know, you killed loads of my soldiers, but I'm still here." And then he goes, "Oh, do you know who
Or
else you really love? I think you like Cassian, so I'm gonna break all his wings and his legs." And then he's like dying
yeah,
on the floor and he's like crawling to Nesta. And then she takes his sword and she points at the king because she's like, "You piece of shit." And then,
there is a
he quick.
there is a romantic bit where he goes, "I have no regrets in my life," but this because the king is like coming for them now. He's like, "Haha, you're dead. You're mine now. I'm gonna
Well,
kill you."
that kind of, yeah, because she tries to fight him with a sword. And then the king just goes ting and whacks out of her hand, like,
Yeah,
it's not gonna
this
work.
is the
And then
emotion. This is the emotional death.
yes, this is the emotional part because then at least she goes up to
Cassian.
Cassian and Cassian's like, Flee, flee, Nesta, get out of here, get out of here." And they have like a very soft kiss. It's not like a kiss, it's like a
No, a soft
very
kiss.
soft lips kiss. And she sort of holds on top of Cassian. She's like, "Yeah, no, I'm not going anywhere." And then he says something, doesn't he, Cassian? He
He
says,
says,
"If we
"I
had
have
more time."
I have no regrets in my life but this, that we did not have time, that I will not have time with you, Nesta. I will find
Oh,
you in the next world and the next life, and we will have that time, I promise." That was very nice. I thought
it's
that was very
very
nice.
sweet. It was really sweet. I did like that. And I went, "More of that, please. Please give me more of that story. I like that. That is nice." And then
Yeah.
Nesta holds him, and the king's like, "Oh, how romantic, man."
But
Whatever.
ill-advised.
Ill-advised, yes. And
Yeah.
yeah,
And Freya's
he's
trying to be like, "Oh no, I can't do anything. The cauldron won't do anything. Please, I'll give you a bargain." The cauldron's like, "No, bitch, I'm watching TV. Wait for it."
sit back, the good bit's coming. They're all gonna die. And it's like, spoiler alert, Elaine comes in, and you're like, remember how no one remembers Elaine?
No,
She
that's
like
Elaine.
slams a dagger, but not just any dagger, the one that Asriel gave her, the truth
Truth
teller,
teller.
right at the back of his neck, right through his neck. And he's like,
Yeah. It says, "Don't touch my sister." Right.
"So I borrowed this
Mark,
from Asriel, step, step." Um, so you're like, Elaine, but
I
look at
actually
you
like this bit.
go.
This was good. I thought it was like, yes, it's coming back. This is
Yeah,
it. We wanted romance, an epic scene, and then this
that
Elaine.
slay. That is exactly right, Linda. Like, seriously right. Because it had the perfect romantic, like, moment, the battle, the intenseness of, turmoil, and then, there,
Yeah.
'cause she got in there, and then Elaine rushes to Cassian after she just, like, stabs him in the neck, and she goes, "Oh, I'll go over to Cassian." I'm like, "Bitch, finish the job."
Yeah. But don't
But
worry,
it's okay. Yes.
Nesta finishes the job. And I was actually like, yes, go Nesta. Finish that
I
job.
like this. I
That would have
like this.
taken some brute strength to do.
'Cause she just goes in there and hacks at his neck. Like, she twisting that knife into his neck and just, like, embedding his throat until his whole fricking head comes off, and you're like but you're
Let
just like, "Yeah,
thrown
let
away.
the let the aggression come out of you, Nesta." Kill everyone, please.
Yeah, just kill everyone, actually. That would be a better story.
Oh, and I love it because Elaine's like, come back to me, Nesta. Dad is dead. And Nesta's like, too busy. Kill, kill. I'm in a trance-like state. Kill. And then the cauldron's like, oh, didn't expect that, girl. Popcorn in mouth. Anyway.
But that was another thing as well. Like, the cauldron likes Elaine, but don't like Nesta. And they're like, oh, I like Elaine. She's really nice. She's a pretty girl. I give her nice powers. I don't like Nesta. But oh, Elaine likes Nesta. So I let her keep the powers now. Bye bye. It's like,
It
what?
was weird. It was like, I understood why the cauldron was like, I really like Elaine because Elaine, I gave her power, I gave her life, I gave her this new body, and she is a good person. Nesta, I don't like because she took more than she should, because she's a naughty girl, and that's not appreciative. But then, yeah, it sort of got pawned off to be, yeah, we're cool now.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
like
know.
Elaine. If Elaine likes you, then we're good. Okay, bye now. And then the cauldron goes away.
Yeah, and then I think from that point, Farah sees everything happening on the battlefield. Because let's not forget, there's still a battlefield, even though she's killed. Although I do like that Nesta like holds up his head for a minute and then drops it
Yeah.
on the floor.
No, let's throw
And
up.
I'm just like, I bet you Cassian is just like, if I could, I would snog your face off right now.
Yeah.
Like, I bet he's like
Broken.
rock hard. I'm sorry. Like, but like, I would be for Nesta at that point. But anyway, he's too broken up. He's not. He's not. He's probably
He's
about to
not.
pass out. So then
Oh,
Reese
yeah.
is desperately on the battlefield with Helion, struggling to fight these
Yeah.
Highburn soldiers. And then Murray and
Jurian's
Drakon
fighting.
are fighting Jurian. And I'm like, guys, get the memo.
They-
Jurian's not
Yeah.
on your bad side.
I really don't like him. Yeah.
They really don't.
Brexit Brexit is off
Brexit,
doing
Brexit.
is doing her own
Going yum,
thing.
yum,
And
yum, yum,
anyway.
yum.
And then yes, she comes back to herself at the cauldron and Amron's there hitting her over the face going, stupid girl, dude. And you're like,
Yeah,
what?
she's like, fight it! Like this slapping her. And but Farah sort of realizing, even though the king's dead, that Highburn might even still win the battle here. We still need to take out the cauldron. And so the cauldron sort of withdraws like into itself, and then Farah's kind of back in her own body, slapped by Amron. And she's
Yeah.
on the area that they were, the rocky outcrop. And she informs Amron that, hey, I'm back. The king's dead, and I'm gonna kill you, Amron, because you totally betrayed. And then Amron's just like, listen,
Yeah.
like, chill.
Actually, chill. Okay, I want you to kill me. That's what we're doing in the cauldron. That's what the pet spell for the cereal gave me. Yep, we're cool. And I'm gonna go and bind myself, and I'm gonna unleash my real form. And she's like, right, I'm
Right.
gonna go now. And the variant's like, and I'm like, where
Where
you come?
the hell did he come from? Like, why were you out there in the battlefield? How come at that exact moment, she's like, I Amram, I'm going to go into the cauldron and, basically
Unbind myself.
go back, go and bind myself so I can unleash myself to the world. And Varen's like, no, where the hell did you come from? And how do
I
you
had
even
to
know
think
where
I'm
we
lost.
are? Don't do it. I didn't like that bit. It was too coincidental that he showed up. I didn't get it.
Yeah, I didn't
Didn't get
understand
that.
what. And he's like, don't do it. And she's like, but at least Amber's like, nah, I'm gonna do it. Bye.
I know. I kind of loved it. She's just like, listen, get over yourself. Like, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So she's learned about humility, about love and friends and all that shag and Varian. And then after she goes, bye, Varian, bye, Farah, she hurts herself. She just goes, huh, and throws herself into the cauldron.
Yeah. Hold it
Because I
again.
imagine it's really big. And
She
then
has to
Farah
hold on
reads a
to her
spell.
wrist, swings herself into the cauldron, and then yeah, she just does the spell. She does a spell, and then she snaps back out, Freya, of her hold of the cauldron, and then all of a sudden it starts to go a bit rumbly, and they're like varying her like, we should probably hide behind a rock because the cauldron
Yeah,
shat.
it's it's gonna be pretty big. And then yeah, it
Yeah.
splits into three, and then Amara emerges, and there's like a was it? It's like what is she like some shining
It
being
says
creature type thing.
she was a great burning wings, each feather a shimmering ember spread wide. I could have sworn a crown of incandescent light floated above her flaming hair. And yep, she looks at them, she goes, I remember you, but don't run from me, 'cause I will kill you. And then she goes off and she kills everyone. Not the bad guys. I don't know how she understands between bad and good guys, 'cause I'm sure the good guys
Makes
would be
zero
running
sense.
too.
Yeah,
But
because
she didn't
doesn't
kill them.
she goes all the way out and then starts bombing all the ships as well in the ocean,
Yeah.
and then she gets to the last one and goes, "Ping, I'm done,"
Oh yeah, she just fizzles out. Like a
and then I guess falls into the ocean or something. I don't know. Anyway, so you're like, great, I guess, whatever.
Did everybody
Um,
win?
so does that mean Amryn saved the day and could have done that ages ago?
Yeah, pretty much. She could have done that. They could have taken Amren to the camp when they got Elaine, and they could have said, right, we're going to save Elaine, but why don't you go in the cauldron then, stick yourself in, and kill all the Highborn army then?
Yeah, but I suppose there's that classic thing until the Suriel told Farah about the pages, Amryn didn't know that she needed to do that. Anyway, alas, here we are. Amryn saved the day or whatever. So then, after she's destroyed a bunch of things and then disappeared, chapter 76 is Reese winnows to the top of that mountain crop, and Farah feels a dangerous power emanating from the
Boy.
broken cauldron. And I mean, come on, like, how did nobody know this was gonna happen?
Also, how come it was split before? What happened before? I always wondered, remember, like, at the very start of, like, is it Mist and whatever it is?
Fury, yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
they say that it's all in different priestesses things. There's a piece over here, there's a priest hidden over there, and I'm like, how is that not being all voidy? Why is this now all poisonous and gonna destroy the world?
I don't really understand, but yeah, I'm a bit perplexed about that too. But if you just go with the fact that you were made from the cauldron and people say cauldron blessed or whatever they say, maybe if you kill the cauldron, because essentially the way I got it is when it broke, it was the situation from when the eye of, Bardur came down
Yeah,
and rings had been put into the, you know,
and then it went pew.
fiery pits of Mordor. So, and then there's like all the like fissure kind of thing goes down the world, and all the orcs and urukais go back into the thing. So I was just thinking that's what it sounded like to me, and they were like, "Oh no, we've got to fix it," and I'm like, "What?
What?
So what? You have to destroy it and then fix it? What?"
Because it was gonna. They say it doesn't belong here, and the cauldron could never be destroyed. And I'm like, I get it. Why can't you just keep it safe somewhere?
Yeah, but why do you have to? But that still doesn't make any sense to me. I don't understand.
The pieces safe somewhere and then put them together when you want to bring it back.
You have to, because what I understand is they have to put back the cauldron to stop the fishier like things like the whole world collapsing.
Yeah,
So why did you try to destroy it in the first place?
I've got no idea. Like it's some
Like,
of it doesn't tie up. I'm just a bit like, what? What? So now, so like Freya's like, oh, we're gonna have to put it together and like, and but we can't do that. Our power's spent. And the Reese's like, we have to try. And she's like,
oh,
okay, we'll do it
don't
together.
even get me started with this next bit.
And I'm like, why can't you get all the High Lords together to try? Why does it just have to be you and Reese? Like, what's going on here?
My God,
It's Reese,
don't
selfless.
even.
So she's like, oh,
I'm not
actually, I
into
remember the spell.
yeah. I'm not this is just
This didn't really make sense to me. She was just like,
no.
right, I'm going to do the spell. I remember the spell now. And I'm like, all right, you remember this spell now. And then he's like, yep, go in there, join them together in your weird, like, mental wall. I'll help you. I'll be the power conduit and it'll all help. And she does. She goes, doobity-doo, doobity-doo, and puts all the pieces together. There's this hole. And then she's like, look, Reese, what I did. Oh, no, I can't feel the mating bond. It's gone. And Reese, his chest wasn't moving. He was dead. And I'm like, how
Well,
did,
no,
what?
but I kind of called that because she says it needs more. It needs more. And I was like, yeah, but he's obviously spent, man. He's just been in battle. He was just in beast mode. Like, you asking him to do this? And the fact that she goes, oh, he hid the fact. Okay, this is what annoys me about it. He hid the fact, blocked his, whatever, cage in his brain.
Yeah.
So she couldn't read that he was actually slowly dying. Um, Even if he did that, if you know someone pretty well, if you
You
know
know
them
what to do.
intimately, you would be able to, regardless of being in their head or not, go, I think it's killing them. I'm gonna stop. You just would.
Yeah.
Like, I know that.
Oh, yeah.
So
Let's
I
wait for
so
some other people to come and do it together.
and then he's like, yeah, yeah, selfless, blah. And then he dies. And I go, he's not dead. I was like, he's not dead. And if he dies this way, it's super dumb.
This
So
wasn't
I
the
just went, and also, no. No, I was like, because people are like, oh my God, none of that. I didn't feel that at all. I just went, if this is how he dies, it's a really stupid, stupid way of killing him. And also completely pointless and disrespectful. Yeah. So anyway, shock, surprise. She's like,
surprise.
no, no, save
Oh,
him.
but then
You
when she's
must
saying all
do
this,
it.
everybody there, all the main characters are back, and you're like, where were you? Where were you to
Where were
help with
you
this
two
down?
seconds ago? You could have just
Yeah, where were
helped
you
us
2 seconds
build
ago?
this
All the High
cauldron.
Lords are there going, oh, bring him back. And like she's going up to the decent unroller, goes, it's not the same as when we brought you back under the mountain.
Well,
He's
apparently it
not
is.
human.
Apparently it
Yeah,
is, by the way. So under what basis of information did they say it wasn't the same? Because apparently it was exactly the same.
it
So that
was the
made no
same.
frickin' same. So they go, here's a little chunk of life. Boop, 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 boop. And Baron's like, fuck off. And then he's like, do it. And he's like, okay, fine, here.
Yeah, and then she's like, how do I do it? And he's like, oh, you just make a popcorn. Boop. And she's like, okay, cool, I'll do that. And they're like, right, why
Popcorn
isn't
in
it
the
working?
throat.
They're like, you need all the High Lords and you need Tam Tam. And oh, actually, I felt really bad about that. Poor Tam Tam shows up and she's like,
But I love
please,
it.
I'll
She's
give
like
you anything.
basically whores. She just whores herself out like a total bitch. She's like, I'll do anything. And I just went, you need to back it up. And I actually respect Tamlin at this point where he's just like,
Yeah,
be happy. And I'm like, that's right. Tamlin, move on. Because you and Farah were never going to happen. And you
you
were
don't need that
toxic
drama.
for each other. You toxic for both of each other.
You
Get
don't
out.
need that drama. No, no, no,
No.
no.
So he just went, be happy, and then buckered off. And then suddenly Reese is like, what did I miss?
I know he goes straight into like lad mode, but like poor like Tamlin, I think he just turned into a unicorn and ran off again. Back to the
Love it.
springboard, and yet
Yeah.
he's gone like straight into lad. That's the thing. I was just straight into lad mode, going, "Hey, what did I miss? Oh my god, yeah, totes."
Right on, right on, right
And then,
on.
I know. And then like, oh, by the way, someone fish out dear Amryn. She could catch a cold in that. You're like, what?
No, right, right, right. What the hell? So he comes back, no shocker, whatever, didn't care. Then he says that about Amryn, go fish her out. I went, what are you talking about? That's her. She's gone. She's done her bit. She's unthingied
Yeah,
herself.
that would have been a good way for Amryn to die and went just
That
she's
was it. So when he said, no, no, I don't understand what happened there. Amryn, well, he's drifting off. He brought Amryn.
no, he went up to it. He was like dying and he's like, I'm off dying now. And he
Oh,
bumped into in the nether layers of the
their
I
world
don't know
or
the evermore.
whatever.
And he's like,
Yeah.
oh hey Amryn. And she's like, oh hey, I just died too. And he's like, you wanna come back? I mean, you'll just be high fae and all that. And she's like, yeah, all right, okay, cool. I got something else to do. I'm not ready for this. And so she comes back with him.
Yeah, but do you know the other thing is, I don't think that could be possible because hear me out. Here's my theory. Cameron was born and as this sort of Valkyrie sort of person to a death god, right? That's what she did. She was like the second in command. That's her thing. So she gets put in a prison. So the only way to get out of the prison was by binding herself into a form, right?
Mhm.
So before she became that form, she was this creature. Therefore, when she dies, she should just return as that creature. So when she's in the netherworld, he should have gone, "Hey, Amryn," and then Amryn wouldn't look the way she looks. She looks like that
Yeah.
weird thingy creature. So that Amryn don't exist. Because that Amryn never existed. It was just a binding form. It's not like you go to the netherworld and you go, "Hey, Bone Carver, we bound you into that. That's what you look like." That's not how it works. So that
Yeah.
Amryn in the netherworld shouldn't even exist. So to bring
Yeah.
her
'Cause
back doesn't make sense. Because she
she's
says, "I
she's
don't."
just a high fae, and she doesn't have any powers now. But she just wanted to come. She was saying when the cauldron was sealing, going wherever we go, she was there. So I reached out a hand to see if she might want to come back, and she did.
That was just a way of them going, "Hey, Amryn's a real fun character. How do I bring her back?" Boom, that's how I do it.
But
That's
now
it.
she's got no powers, and she's not really the second
She's
in
just a bit.
command.
No, I kind of liked it when she was weird, creepy, and evil and bloodlust. Now
Yeah,
she's just gonna be a normie, and I don't care for it.
she's just a normie. So yeah,
Yeah.
Lisan's back. Amaranth's back. Everybody, the main characters are back.
And then they go to Valaris and they go, "I didn't think I was gonna come back here. I
Oh,
can't believe I'm back."
before that, Braxis is never came back.
Oh yeah, Braxis is on the freaking loose. He's probably yum yum. Do you know what I imagine Braxis? Like Pac-Man. That's what I imagine.
She's
Yum
just like,
nom 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 nom
then
nom nom nom
I
nom.
just
And he's
wanted to
like, he
see the
says,
snap, and I'm
"God,
loving this.
well, if you think about it, Braxis hasn't eaten for God knows how many years. He's probably like freaking yum."
Big Mac time. Yeah. So, so yeah, she's having a
Highborn
great time.
soldiers, more to get. Yum 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 yum
Uh,
yum
So
yum.
like I feel like this is the end. Like that show should be at the end. But then you've got all this kind of thing where they were like at the end of the battle, Nesta and Elaine and Freya bury their dad and they do a little thing for
Yeah, so they
him.
do
Like
like a
it's
Darth Vader on flames, ha, like, and his spirit goes up.
hold out. Like they're doing all that. They've got said some nice words, so they're getting their peace. They're upset about their dead dying. And then somebody's crunched on the grass behind us. It was Lucian. And I'm like, dude, it is not the right time. Like, they're at a
Oh
funeral
my
for their
god.
father.
It's so true, but then do you know what's even more insane is that they just go, "Oh, hey, Lucian, what's happening?" I'm like, Your dad, funeral, hello, inappropriate, no,
This is supposed to
okay."
be a very intimate scene, and Lucian just thought, like, Rhysand is like, okay, go deal with your dad. Like, this isn't for you three to deal with
Yeah,
it. But like, Lucian's like, oh no, I'll come.
Lucian's like, "Hey," and after they have said a prayer or whatever, and blah blah blah. Lucian appears and he walks back with Farah and Elaine towards the camp, and then Nesta stays behind because she's probably quite rightly so going, "Piss off! I'm trying to grieve for
Bury
my
my
father
father.
here, but you idiots!" And they're like, Farah and Elaine are like, "Yeah, we're done."
Yep,
And then he tells them, Lucian goes into, "Hey, so I went on this adventure. I found Vasa, and your father had success in securing a deal with
bring
Vasa."
it.
Yeah. And then with limitations from the death god. So that's how Vasa was able to help them. So he brokered a deal with this death god and said, "Do you mind if you can loan her out?" He was like, "Yeah, sure.
Temporary.
Gotcha." And then after
Not
that
for long.
small
Gonna go back.
brief conversation, Farah goes back to the camp. She's sat there with Rhysand and Drakon and Miriam, and they're all chatting like freaking he didn't die 2 seconds ago. Anyway.
Oh yeah, they're like, oh hey, come, we're really nice to meet you. And I'm kind of a bit like, she just buried her dad, but she seems fine.
She is a heartless. I'm telling you, she's heartless. Farah is uh she's just like a one trick pony. I'm sorry. It's just like
Like
I don't even
Elaine's
know if
going
that's
off
the
to
right
be like her
expression.
emotions.
She's a little bit like Yeah, Nesta's dealing with this
Nesta's
grief.
still at the funeral. Freya's like, "Oh yeah, we have any afternoon tea in here? Okay, cool. Yeah, tell me your story." They're like, "Oh, we have all day. Tell us your story."
Read the room, guys. And then they're hilarious because they said, you shouldn't have been fighting Jurian, and they're like, we wanted to. We don't care.
We want to kill him.
And
Did
then
you kill him? We didn't kill
they're
him.
like, put aside your conflict with Jurian, and anyway, so that goes on. And then she says to them, what was it? Uh, they might be able to hide the cauldron permanently somewhere in Crete.
Yeah, in Crete.
And agree, and so if they're like, yes, good, because you've got really good like Heidi powers. Good for you, Drakon
To
and
be
Moon.
honest, I think it is a good idea because they
Yeah.
don't know where they are but anyway, so they'll probably will forget about it. Even being on Crete, they'll be like, "We have the cauldron. What?" And they'll be like, "Oh my god, we hid it too well."
God damn.
Yeah, we've hit it too well. And then,
But
yeah, and
then,
she's like,
but then,
"Oh, yes, I'd like to
what
call a
happens?
meeting.
But
You just
guys,
buried your
girl,
dad. You had
slow
afternoon tea."
down, slow down. And then, quite rightly so, I actually appreciated Nesta at this point because Nesta like buggers off, and she's like, "Oh, Farrah's like, Nesta, won't you stay for this meeting?" She's like, "Why? Like,
Why?
why do I have to be here?"
Why did they have the power to do this meeting? Like
Well,
she's
I
got
get that she's in Valaris, so as a high lady, she has the power to do it.
no,
That
but like
part,
it's like say like, okay, we did this before, and she
I
go,
know.
okay, I agree with that or I don't. Like, why is she leading this?
That's the other thing is it doesn't really make sense at all that they keep giving her spoons. I don't understand it. But anyway, so she calls the meeting, and then the following day, the High Lords and parties descend upon the half ruined estate that's owned by Farah's family. And
Yeah, they go to
Lucian,
Ferris's house. That's a
yeah,
bum right now.
this was it. Tam Tam bought it for us. Lucian ignores Baron and Eris, but is crushed when Tamlin looks at him with open hatred. Like, there is some beef
Mhm.
with Lucian and Tamlin, quite like rightly so. They gotta work on that shit.
Yeah, I felt bad for them. I actually felt bad, like, and it kind of reassured me that like Tamlin didn't even pay her attention, and he was just like, "I just want my friend back," and I was like, "Hmm."
Yeah, I know. I kind of hope that Lucian and Tamlin become friends again. I think it's gonna take some time because the whole Elaine situation and all
Yeah,
that. But yeah, I mean, he did just bugger off.
he did bugger off and just leave Tam Tam.
Yeah.
But
But
let's
I
see how
understand.
it goes.
Yeah, yeah. They've got a lot of things to work through. They need to go to couples therapy is what they need to do.
They do need to go to couples therapy, but they're
Yeah.
going to separate places or wherever. But anyway, she's
But
called
he
us
was
meet.
also wearing the night court outfit, like clothes,
Oh yes, so Tamlin took that
remember?
as defense.
But he only was wearing them because his other stuff was covered in mud, and he
You
was like,
know
"I'm not
that.
taking it." But Tamlin didn't know that.
Tamlin didn't know that. So that's why he's probably hurting inside. He's
Mm,
hurting inside. But
he's
then like
hurting.
I'm sorry, like I skipped over like this part 79. I'm like, what? What she's having a meeting, blah blah blah. I don't really get one point. Now chapter 80.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, I want to tell you my story. And I'm like, don't care, blah blah blah.
Yeah. But I suppose the sum up of it was that there's the thing with Vara, so Tamlin and Lucian, bad blood. Then Fassa is having a chat with Jurian, but she has to go back anyway. And Farah goes, maybe who can, because Vassa says somebody needs to help me break this curse.
Yeah,
And they're
can you
like,
help me break
we
it?
don't,
Right,
we
yeah.
don't know how
Curse
to do
breaker.
that.
And
Soz.
she's just
Why you
like,
even called that?
yeah, why are you called that? Why's your name Freya Curse Break if you can't break up curse? She's like, well, I don't really know how to do that. And you're like, oh, for God's sake.
Yeah, you suck. And then Farah calls the meeting to request renegotiate the treaty, and they're all just in a room talking a bunch of crap anyway about the High Lords. And I don't know what really comes out of that meeting, to be honest with you. But Rhysand is with Farah, and they winnow back to Valaris, and great,
So
it's all
nothing
fine.
actually, nothing actually comes about it. They're just like, we should do something about the treaty. And they're like, Yeah. And nobody actually does anything about the treaty.
Yeah, and
And then
even
they
when
was
she
gone.
says to Nesta, like, "Join me," she's just like, "Will it help?" And she's like, "I don't know, but I hope it does." And I kinda just get annoyed at Farrah for that. I'm like, "Which just everybody just shut up."
But there is the thing where she tries. What is it that she'd given Lucian a note before he leaves, and it's a note to Tamlin. And I'm sorry, but it's the suckiest note ever. The
Oh
suckiest
my
note.
god, it's a
So she's
sucky
like,
note because it's a
um,
response to him saying the same
yeah,
thing.
it's a response to Talent, but like, so Lucian's just like, don't want to stay at the night court. This isn't really my home, and I get that. He's just like, I'm
Yeah.
going to try and find. I don't know where, but I'm going to try and find my home. And she's like, okay, I get that. If you do end up going to the spring court, which I think you will one day, here's a note. It says, "Thank you. I hope you find happiness too." That's it.
It's like she just pawned him off. She just pawned him off.
What kind of note is that? No, you should be like,
No, you
"Thank you
shouldn't
for
have s
this.
no,
Blah 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 blah. This is the reasons why. This is saying I know we didn't have like we maybe were toxic, but we've come a
no, do you
long
know
way."
what do you know what the response was, Linda? No note. Let it die. Let it be let the air let it go. But that was such that shows her age, immaturity to the max. He said, "Be happy," and that's it. Let it be. Let it lie.
I would have sent a note, but I wouldn't have like. I mean, I would have sent like a 2-3 page note where like to explain things
No,
and
but
say,
you
and
wouldn't
then
have
just
to
go.
send a note. You could have just sent him something that he gives a crap about, like something you remember fondly about Tamlin liking, and then send him it as a gift without no note, just, just like from Farah, and that's it. As
But
in, like, and then he would know, oh, she's just showing appreciation. That's it.
thank you. I hope you find happiness too. Is like he'd be like, "Who this from? What the hell?
Like
Is this? Are
this
you
is how I
freaking
would
kidding
pick
me?
up.
You killed my court."
I know, I know. I would literally pick it up, and I would just be like this.
You
That is what I would
ruined
do.
everything.
That's how I would feel about that note. I would just seriously.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, he goes. Lucian is like, "Bye." Elaine's like, "Oh, Vass is gone. Bye. Oh, Nesta, she's working through things. Do we help her?" And she's like, "Yes, but
Oh,
not today. Not
and maybe
today.
not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow. Help your sister. Look, if you were going really depressed, I'd give you space, but I'd check in on you." But they're like, "Nope, not today, not tomorrow. I've got
No,
things."
all she had to say was, "We give her some space. We will make sure we get through this together." That's all you have to say. But when you say not today, it's like Pan Am today, Pan Am tomorrow. It's like literally the shit is Hunger Games speech ever. Like, are you kidding me? Like, it's just so stupid.
Wow, you
It
know.
was such a terrible ending.
And it went on for a while. I feel like it went on as well. You're just like, "Oh, I want to give a talk and like I want to have a, meeting." And I was like, "But the meeting didn't come to anything. Why did we have that meeting?"
This
And then yeah, and then Vess is like, "Oh, hi. Nice to meet you. I want to talk to you about your father. This is my curse. Yeah, I can't help you. Okay then, bye." Lucian going, "Hi, I want to go."
It's so accurate. It's so
It's like
accurate. It's
it's
so
like, "Oh,
true.
okay. What why we got this?" And
And then
then
just to add to this, just as we're wrapping up this story, it's like Farrah and Rhysand are on the roof of the townhouse. And he's
oh
like
god.
looking over the city, find the stars and whatever. It has to be pointed out that she's wearing red lingerie
Oh
gifted to
yeah.
her by a local vendor. And he's like, "You do know we have loads of money." And she's like, "Well, I don't mind if I get freebies." And I'm like, "You're a freaking hole."
Oh,
Like,
you get a freebie for saving the city, and he's like, "Oh, don't mind if I do." And I was like, "What?" And then they like go off into the roof, and that's how it ends. And then just says, "Oh yeah," but then they say, "Oh yeah, maybe we should go and find Brexit because she's visited." And I'm like, "She's vanished." Do you
yes.
know what?
Yeah, they
That
need to put her back in the library with her little window.
yeah, okay. And then that's it. The end.
And it's like, yeah, and then they fly into Valaris happy.
With her red lingerie. So you're in Valaris going, "Oh, it's Rhys Whoa, too much." See that?
Yeah. Oh, what a lovely time. The stars are beautiful. Oh, is that Risa? Oh my god, the High Lady in her red lingerie. What the fuck?
Whoa, whoa! I don't need to see that.
And then you've got little children singing in the streets going, "Don't look, children." Just like titties just like cleavage out.
Yeah, like, my God. So yeah, that's how it ends. Nothing about how is Cassie like but never
Cassian,
mind.
who the
How's
hell
Cassie
knows?
doing? How's Cassie?
Cassian, he just says the last thing we hear about is that he must have healed at some point because him and Asriel are drinking and reflecting on the future. That's it.
No, no, they're not. They're drinking. They have PTSD.
Oh,
Nesta has PTSD.
no, Nesta is the only one that's made a wise decision. She's gone, I'm going to my room in
Because I've got
solitude to
PTSD.
grieve and deal with all this crap that I'm dealing with instead of going, let's fly around naked in my lingerie. Sorry, not naked, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, like I'm gonna go around my nut into it. And then Elaine is a bit of a psycho. I actually think she might have got a loose too, because she's like, "What do I do now? I'm going to build a garden.
Oh,
She's off going
you went slightly Irish there as well. I've got to make some crafts in the garden now.
to
It's
build a
like,
garden. We need more gardens in Belarus."
we need more
There's-
fruit and vegetables and stuff.
I'm just like, oh my God. And the other High Lords are going, did you figure out anything about this treaty? What's happened to all the humans? Are they still in the summer court? What's going on with them? They're still there? I don't know. What happened to Jurian? Still disappeared? Who knows?
Well, apparently he didn't die, so we know that.
No, he's just with Queen Vasa, but she's got to go back to the demon in the lake. Yeah. Yeah, so that's all happened. Who knows what happens?
I'm just gonna say,
Did you enjoy
okay.
it?
I tell you what, okay. I tell you what I enjoyed. I enjoyed the beginning. I liked the Tamlin, like, getting revenge back on him. Because at that point, you're like, Tamlin deserves a smack in the freaking face, like, for sure, after what he pulled. So that's really cool. And then the sort of traveling from there into back to Valaris, the whole entrance with Cassian and Asriel and coming back. And I'm like, love it, love it. Then, unfortunately, it starts to really drag for me because it's all over the place. It's like, oh, we need the bone cover to talk to us. Oh, we need to have a meeting with the High Lords. And then Nesta's
Yeah.
vomiting in the reflecting pool. And Nesta can't show her powers. And Elaine, what is Elaine crazy? Oh no, she's a seer.
I think she's
Oh.
crazy now.
Yeah, but you know what? She stabbed him in the throat, so she's
Yeah,
probably
good for
lost her
her.
soon. And the whole is Lucian and Elaine a thing? Probably not. Didn't really go into that. Lucian just left to deal with some queen that we don't know anymore about. The King of Highburn, who knows? Where's Highburn soldiers?
Oh,
He's dead, and whatever
wait.
happened to his
Lucian's
soldiers.
like, I can't be separated from my mate, but he's just like, yeah, I don't give a shit anymore now.
Who knows? Helion and Moore having sex. Weird. Anyway, considering that's Lucian's dad. Oh, we found that out. But nobody knows that. Nobody suspected
Only
that.
Freya knows that.
And
After
even
5
after the war, she didn't go, hey, Lucian, found out who your dad was. Didn't
Yeah.
even talk to him. She decided to fly in her undies instead of telling Lucian, hey, your dad is Helion.
Free Andes. Free.
Free gifted undies. And Reese decided to just try to be a martyr and it didn't pay off. And Amryn, I'm not even going to go down that loophole, hated it. Don't care that she slept with Varian. Zero. Like, it felt, a lot of the stuff felt like, hey, she's sleeping with Varian. I went, okay. Is that right? I guess. Everything very fell short. Suriel shouldn't have died. That was a dumb move.
No, that was the worst thing that happened. Suriel should not
Really
have died.
stupid.
He
The
better
Weaver
come
shouldn't
back.
have died in that way. The Weaver could have died in a different way. The bone cover, complete waste of time if that's what you're going to do to him at the end. Complete waste of time.
Have all the
And-
gods died then? Are all the gods dead?
Oh, because
No.
there's that one that Queen Vasa is still under. So there's one.
There's only one god left.
I don't
But they're
know.
really easy to
then-
kill, though. They're really
the
easy
other-
to kill.
The other question is, does Nesta still have her powers if the cauldron was destroyed?
Yeah, it
I'm
came
assuming
back.
she does.
Everybody's-
I'm assuming she does because she took it from it, so it's not been taken back from her. So
Yeah. I thought she still has her powers.
And there's obviously the most interesting part for me was Cassian and Nesta having that moment.
Oh, that was really nice. Yeah, the best part at the end of the one we've just read was the bit where like they're about to die, Cassian's like romantic moment, and then Elaine coming and killing him, and then Nesta finishing the job. That was
Hacking,
the best
yeah,
bit.
totally. That was the best bit in the whole freaking book. Aside from, so my
The
favorite
cereal.
bits were, well, the problem is the Suriel's not my favorite bit because it's just bullshit that they're gone and they didn't really get much of a hee-haw. But my favorite bit would be, agreed, that's the part. Second would be the part where Tamlin is a sassy bitch in the High Lord table.
At
They
the
like,
high.
I loved it. He was like, "Yeah, did she do that?" I loved it. It was like an episode of Desperate Housewives or something. And
Yeah.
the last one would be when Farah at the beginning is trying to mess with Tamlin and get revenge where she goes.
Hmm. Oh,
She's with
and
Lucian. Oh
also
no, she's with Lucian and she's like, "Oh, nothing's happening." And then he like throws the furniture at her and then hurts her. And
it's
then that's when I went, "Nice, nice." But yeah, that's 3 moments in a
no.
book the size of
You're
holy
missing a
shit.
key moment. I like the bit when she was just like they were in the winter court and they were trying to get back to the night court, and then Cassie and Asriel come back when they're like being attacked by Eris and his brothers, and they're like, "Boom, what you gonna do?" And he's like, "Get out of it, Freya, then come on." And then they're having that epic battle, and she's like, "I'm High Lady." Boom. And I
Yeah.
thought, oh, that's pretty cool. That was a good bit too.
Yeah.
But this is all
Yeah,
sort of
those
like
are
at
good
the
bits.
start. Like it's
Yeah, that's exactly the same for me. Exactly the same.
I don't know what happened halfway through. It just was like, why are we doing all these side quests?
It felt waffly and very much too much exposition on stuff and then no payout. And Farah, I dislike her now. I like her. And then after the whole
I,
Tamlin thing, and then we got it started to dislike her. She just
I
turned.
think it was the moment when she. No, I liked her at the library, and then I think it was the bit when she started saying people like Elaine was crazy, and then they got
Uh,
to the Ravens, and then they were like, she's not crazy, and then I was like, right, okay, you've lost the plot now. What the hell? And like,
yeah,
she
it was
just
almost.
completely left her father's funeral. What's going on there, girl?
Yeah, but let's not forget about the fact that she had sex in the middle of a bunch of dead
Oh
people
God,
in the
yeah, it was
summer
just
in the
before that. Yeah, before that, I just like, oh God.
the people I
But
found that okay, I would say we're on the same page with that. But the next big book, I would rather learn more about Nesta and Cassian and Asriel as
and
well.
that's really it.
These are the characters I'm most interested in. Don't give a shit about more. Couldn't care about Reese and Farah.
I do
Where's
like Reese.
Bryaxis? Please don't screw up Bryaxis because it sounds like he could be or she could be quite interesting. I don't know. Is Bryaxis male or female? I am not sure.
No, it's
I
a
can't.
girl.
It's a girl. Okay,
Remember,
right.
girl. I would like to hear more about like Reese.
Mm.
I don't mind Reese. He's all right, but it suddenly becomes this all selfless thing. Going, I'll do this and I'll die for this, and you're like, no, Reese, just go, just be
That's
like.
my issue with him.
I want like bad Reese, like as in
Yes,
the one that pushes people's buttons to the point that they go
like
crazy, and he's like,
Mist and Fury Reese is who I liked
yeah, that he's just like pushing people's
because
buttons to see make them go like get over the edge.
yeah, but even Farrah Mist and Fury was better because even I know she had PTSD, but by the time she ended Mist and Fury, I was like, she's figured herself out. She knows who she is. This is who she's about, and you kind of get that at the beginning of this book, and then it kind of just peters out, and she becomes this
Yeah,
very annoying, entitled person. And I don't even know who she is. It's almost like she's been given the title High Lady, and now I'm different. Okay, so how many goblins would you rate this? And has it
I
made
put
it through the labyrinth? How successfully has it gone through?
I give
Because
it
for me,
three.
it ain't made it. It did not make it through the labyrinth. It absolutely
No,
did not.
It didn't
It
make it through them.
ended. It didn't end up in the bog of eternal stench, but it almost did. Ended up. You know the door knockers. and the Labyrinth
Yeah.
that are like pick one and go up or down. That's where it ended up for me.
It got halfway. I think it got halfway into into the labyrinth. It was just like, oh, I started it. I'm doing really well, and then I'm just going round and round and round, and I can't get out now. I
Yeah.
can't get into one of those walls. Can't see.
You can't
There's an
get into
entrance.
the wall.
Yeah, you can't even get through the wall. So it was just like got through. It was really good, and then I couldn't get through the wall. But yeah,
This is
I
the
give it
point where Jareth would
goblins.
come in. How many goblins?
3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. Yeah,
Am I
that's
being
me.
too generous?
No, I gave it a solid 3 because I thought overall there are some really good bits in this book. Um, but it's no more than a 3 at all, because the amount of frustration and anger that I felt throughout this book and the week ending really not I wasn't happy with. I'm really disappointed with this book. I will give it 3. There are lots of good things about it, so it deserves, I think, a 3 because of all the stuff we said that were our favorite parts. But yeah, I would give it 3 goblins, and yeah, Jareth is basically saying nothing, nothing, tralala. That's what he's saying right now.
Nothing, nothing, tralala.
Mm.
It's not gone very well. So yeah, it's not as good as Mist and Fury, I have to say.
Yeah.
I don't know about the next one. I've heard really
Well,
bad things about this.
I've heard very bad things about it. Somebody even wrote a comment saying I had to like something about it was the most painful experience of my life is what someone said.
I've heard mixed things. Like people say it's bad, but you have to read it to understand.
That's what I heard. And I said, can I not
Well,
just skim it?
but understand the next book or understand stuff that's going on in this book? I don't
Well,
know.
I had a look through. So the next book is called A Court of Frost and Starlight, which is a very small book. It's
Yeah.
almost like a novella, so to speak. And it's Farah and her high lady duties, I think. And so I thought the book was going to be more about a different character as opposed to Farah. And I feel this is going to be very maybe she's just flying around in her knickers. I don't know. Maybe that's the whole book. You know, we
Like,
left off. She's like, "Oh,
hi.
I've gone to the shops. I've bought new stuff. Hi, lady." And that's the whole book. Is that it?
What is it? So it's just like her being High Lady. What do I do now when I'm not having a battle? I'm just doing my High Lady, like seeing the community. Maybe she's opening a community center, the local orphanage. I don't know. Who knows
Okay.
what's going on?
So
But yeah,
yeah. So the next book is this one, and then the final book is this one. So just for you listeners out there, this is the next book is called A Court of Frost and Starlight, and then the final book, currently until she brings out the new ones, is called A Court of Silver Flames,
oh,
which is humongous. It's massive.
too
And
big.
I'm never against a big book if it's juicy goodness, but after the Wings of Ruin, I'm now skeptical. So we have, let's see, the total of 751 pages. But this book, the little tiny one, A Court of Frost and Starlight, is
200.
current. Yeah, what is it? I can't tell you. It doesn't tell me. I'm so sorry. I don't know. I can't give you an answer there. There's no
I think
numbers
it's
for some
200 and
reason.
something pages, whatever. But yeah,
Oh, no. Hold on. Hold on. It's here. It's here. It's here. My bad.
but it's not that much.
7 pages. So,
It's the smallest out of all of them.
I mean, I suppose we just have to do it, don't we? We need to just get through it. Like a, like,
You might
like
love
a,
it. You might love it.
like a, just whip it off like a
Do you
band-aid.
not think you might love this book?
No. To give you an idea of the synopsis of our next podcast episode, this is it. On the darkest night, the stars still shine. Farah's first winter solstice as the High Lady is drawing near. With it will come a hard-earned rest for the work that she, Rhysand, and their friends have done to rebuild the Night Court and the vastly changed world beyond. Yet the festive atmosphere can't keep shadows from looming. Even as her own heart heals, she finds that those dearest to her have wounds that go deeper than she knew. And the scars of the past will touch her court in times to come. It sounds very fluffy and lame. That's what it sounds like.
It sounds like some people have PTSD and she's not realizing that. But it doesn't matter because she's got high lady duties.
I gotta get the decorations ready for the ball.
Is it Christmas? Like, do they get Christmas there? I don't know. Who knows?
The only question I had was in this book, the map that's at the front of the book,
Yeah.
it still has the wall. I thought the wall came
Yeah.
down.
It's destroyed.
So I'm very confused, I have to say.
Is the wall still in
Why?
the Silver Flames one?
Let's see, actually.
Or is that like, is it gone now and it's just like, oh, right, okay.
No, there's still a wall.
But there is no wall.
That's what I don't understand. It makes no sense.
Okay.
Also, I'm sorry, but at the bottom, past the wall, it says Farah's Village.
That
I'm sorry,
village went long time ago. That was long time ago.
did they name it after her? Is that what's happening here?
Like Farah's village was in the first one, and that was where she lived in that rickety hut. And then they
Yeah.
moved into a massive mansion
Still
somewhere in a
known as
different town.
Farah's Village.
It's not there anymore. It's gone.
Okay, well, I guess then our next episode will be discussing this miniature A Court of Frost and Starlight. Yeah, I'm not so sure about it, but overall, we hope you enjoyed our rants on A Court of Wings and Ruin.
Yeah. What did you think of it?
Yeah, what did
Let
you
us
think?
know.
Did you like it? Do you disagree with some of the stuff we thought? Can you give us any further input on, maybe things that we didn't quite catch or didn't understand?
What's going on with that one?
I
Exactly. Yeah.
find
Just
this
explain it
book
to us.
very exhausting, is what I found. I was deeply exhausted. And you know what? I ended up reading Mate by Ali Hazelwood, and that gave me joy again. So thank you, Ali Hazelwood. But yeah, in the
Fair enough.
meantime, I guess thank you very much for joining us, and check back with us next Tuesday where we're going to dive into this book, A Court of Frost and Starlight, and find out what the hell is happening in it.
What the hell is happening? What's
What
going
is
on
going
now?
on?
How
What is
much
going on?
PTSD can one bunch of friends have?
Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Please make sure to follow us on socials and tell all your friends about us. And we will be back here in our ACOWAR journey next Tuesday. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, stay tuned and let us know your thoughts. Bye now.